Alright, let's talk about the format of the TOEFL. The TOEFL has 4 sections: reading, listening, speaking, and writing. The first of those 4 sections is the reading section. You'll either get a short reading section at 60 minutes long, 1 hour, or you'll have a longer one that could be 80 or 100 minutes long. If you have a short reading section of 60 minutes, then you'll have a long listening section of 90 minutes. If you have a long reading section, you'll have a short listening section. Together, these add up to 2 hours and 20 to 40 minutes. After that, you have a break of about 10 minutes. Sorry, not about, exactly 10 minutes. After that, you come back to the speaking section, which is about 20 minutes long. It could be a little shorter or it could be a little longer, depending. And finally, there's the writing section, which takes 60 minutes altogether. This is a long test. It's about 3.5 or possibly 4 hours altogether. If you add in the extra time before the test to take pictures and do paperwork, it can take up to 4.5 hours altogether. Now, let's talk about the reading section in a little bit more detail. First, you have 3 to 5 passages. Those passages are pretty long. They're longer than most tests' reading passages are. They're about 700 words, which is the length of a pretty full page. Each one will take about 20 minutes, but these are not separated. You will get 60 minutes or 80 minutes or 100 minutes on the clock, and you will have to divide that time between the passages. You do not get separate clocks for each passage. Each one comes with 12, 13, or 14 questions. The last question on each passage is extra long and a little bit more difficult. So if you have a very long final question, you might get only 12 questions. If the final question is a little bit easier and shorter, then you'll get 14 questions total. It's very possible and very likely that you will get 13 questions on each passage. These texts are similar to university textbooks. They're about science, history, humanities, and other academic topics. By the way, humanities is the study of people, of culture. It could be arts, it could be religion, anything people do or create, or how we act in some way. Now, the listening section comes next after the reading section, and it has 6 or 9 recordings. These come in groups of 3, so you'll get 3 listenings, and then another 3 listenings, and then possibly, maybe, you'll get 3 more after that. Each group of 3 has 2 lectures, so if you only have 6 recordings altogether, then you'll get 4 lectures. If you have 9 recordings, then you'll get 6 lectures. Those lectures are about 5 minutes each with 6 questions. Now, it's not exact. A lecture might be 3 minutes 30 seconds long, or it could be 6 minutes long. So it's hard to say exactly how much time you will have to answer the questions. But if you have 6 recordings, then you'll have 60 minutes altogether. If you have 9 recordings, you'll have 90 minutes altogether. So that means you get about 5 minutes, roughly, to answer the 6 questions on each lecture. Similarly, the listening topics are about academic topics, just like the reading topics are. You can hear about history, about science, about art, etc. You will also get conversations. Now, these are not so academic. They're a little bit different, and they're shorter also. They're only 3 minutes long with 5 questions each. They're about living on campus. Campus is where the school is. It is where you live, where you eat, where you study when you are at a university or college. After the listening section is done, you have a short break. It's exactly 10 minutes long. You cannot go back in after 5 minutes or 6 minutes or 7 minutes. You have to wait for a full 10 minutes. When you do come back, you'll start the speaking section. The speaking section is exactly the same every time. There are 6 tasks, and they come in the same order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The same in every test. Tasks 1 and 2 are independent. What does that mean, independent? This means that it is only speaking. You get a question, and you answer the question. You don't need to read. You don't need to listen. You don't need to summarize. You don't need to do anything else. Just speak. Meanwhile, the next questions 3 and 4, are integrated. They involve reading and listening. You will read about some academic topic, and you will hear a lecture. And you will read about some campus life situation, and you will listen to people talk about that. Similarly, tasks 5 and 6 are also integrated, but they have just listening, no reading. You'll listen to a lecture and a conversation, and then talk about what you heard. Finally, the writing section. There are 2 essays in the writing section. The first is the integrated writing. This is just like the speaking. It means you have to read, listen, and then write about what you heard. This takes about 6 or 7 minutes altogether before you actually start writing. You get 3 minutes to read, which is a short reading task, and a 3-minute lecture, which is, again, a short lecture. After that, you get 20 minutes to write your essay. You will write about the listening and the reading. You will not write about your personal ideas or opinions, just summarizing. When that's finished, you can start the independent writing task, which is just writing again. This is 30 minutes long, and unlike the integrated writing, which is about academic topics, this is about your opinions, your ideas, and your reasons for those ideas, your reasons for those opinions. And that's all for this lesson. Thank you.